Rivers State Governor Simi Fubara has visited the state's House of Assembly quarters. The legislative quarters houses the 32 lawmakers and serve as temporary chambers that Martin Amaewhule-led lawmakers have been using for plenary after the demolition of the State House of Assembly building last year. The governor said the visit is to assess the facility, adding that some work may be done following the emergence of the new Speaker of the Assembly.
Is Assembly not part of my property? Is there anything wrong in going to check how things are going on there? You're aware of the development. We have a new Speaker, and I went there to see for myself how things are, because there might be a few things I might want to do there for the good of our people.
However, lawmakers led by factional Speaker Martin Amaewhule say they are unhappy about Fubara's unscheduled visit to their assembly quarters. The Speaker says Fubara's visit was provocative and a ploy to pull down the structure, just like he demolished the State House of Assembly complex last year.
To democracy. Day by day, the governor executes actions that are against democratic institutions. If it is not against the Rivers House of Assembly, it is against chairman of local government. In fact, the governor has declared war on all elected people in Rivers State, so that only him will function as the elected ones, while others will be on the run. We don't know why the governor has resorted to this type of self-help. The governor has shown that he's a violent man. Our governor is a violent man, and I say it repeatedly. And I have evidence to say so. Members of the Rivers House of Assembly were stunned when the governor mobilized thugs to attack Mr. Speaker in his residence. My wife, my children were in my official residence when the governor mobilized thugs from Government House. They chanted from Government House to my official residence to harm me and my family, but for the intervention of security agencies. The governor repeatedly does this to me and members of the House of Assembly. Today he came in person with his thugs. Many of them jumped our fence, they broke the gates and entered there uninvited. Ordinarily, the governor needs to write the Speaker to get into our hollow chamber or to get into our premises, or at least inform us if he has any reason to come here. Coming here and seeking to demolish our property, one built with taxpayers' money for the effective administration of the state legislature, is unbecoming of a governor in our time. A time when other governors are paying attention on how to improve the well-being of their people. Our own governor is busy looking for how to maintain structure, destroying democratic institutions, destroying facilities built by other hard-working governors. He has nothing to show but to demolish.
Joining us now is Chief Igo Aguma, a former Rivers State Commissioner, former member of the House of Representatives, and a former acting chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Rivers State. Chief Aguma, thank you very much for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, Chief...
good morning. Thank you very much.
I'm sure you saw the reports just shown on the screen there. The governor, Simi Fubara, says he has every right to visit legislative quarters. He has every right to rehabilitate the facility to make way for the new leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly. But Martin Amaewhule and his team, they are saying that the governor wants to demolish legislative quarters just as he demolished the House of Assembly last year. But the bigger issue is the reign of violence, both psychological, social, physical, in Rivers State. What's your own take about the commotion that is going on in that state?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'll say thank you for having me. We have gone beyond the period of assumptions. Yes, it is true that indeed the acts of the governor, as of yesterday, could elicit suspicion towards violence on public building, especially as regards to what happened to the State Assembly complex. You see, this thing is clear. there is a judgment of the court which has not been appealed to date. The judgment affirmed that the Rivers State has only one House of Assembly with one Speaker. It's a 74-page judgment. I put forward to you guys an e-copy of it as a text message this morning, but WhatsApp message rather. Now, that judgment also identified one issue, which I believe the governor should remember, that there will be a time when the red ink will run dry and you'll be called to give account. In that judgment, it was found by the judge that the governor acted violently towards public property, which is the State Assembly, that he willfully destroyed the State Assembly to prevent the lawmakers from sitting. Now, you will now know that it is right indeed for the lawmakers to be apprehensive if they see that there is such a visit again by the governor to a complex which is barely 2 years old, built by sound construction companies, commissioned, commended throughout the nation. Now, there are 4 cases that have defined the issue of what is happening in Rivers State, and one alternative dispute resolution mechanism that was guaranteed by Section 19 of the Constitution by the President. Those 4 cases are: there is a judgment on who is the Speaker of the Assembly, or Omotosho judgment. The second case is there is a case with an injunction pending a determination on the status of the State Assembly members. That is before Justice Okorowo. There is a third case before that was handled by Rivers State High Court Justice Danagogo, who apparently is a brother, same mother, same father with the secretary to the government of Rivers State. That is the judgment that brought about the commotion, the interim order that brought about the commotion in Rivers State. And it was done during the pendency of a court order by Justice Omotosho. And he took judicial notice of that action in his 74-page judgment. And that judgment clearly destroyed the peace in Rivers State, but it was corrected. It has been corrected. The case has been struck out, and it clearly says Edison. It gave the governor the opportunity to present a budget, which the 74-page judgment of Omotosho have declared the act and all the actions before Edison as null and void. The fourth judgment, the fourth case, is the judgment from another Rivers State High Court, wherein some elders went to court to seek the declaration of the seats of members vacant, and that Amehule is not the speaker. In that case, the Rivers State High Court judge told them that he has no jurisdiction anymore. That was the judgment. That one they have appealed against. Now, there is also the alternative dispute resolution, which gave us peace for some time, that the president came up with. And I heard the governor the other day say that it was an unconstitutional document. Unfortunately, one novel thing about 1999 Constitution is for the first time recognizing alternative dispute resolution as part of our ground norm, which is Section 19. The issues that were discussed in that meeting with the president were all constitutional issues. What are these issues? They were the issues of impeachment, it's constitutional. The issue of appointment, it's constitutional. The issue of State Assembly, it's constitutional. The issue of who is Speaker, they are all constitutional. They came up with a resolution to those issues. And the governor signed to it. If all parties signed to it. See, unfortunately, with the confession of the governor, that has failed. Yes.
Yes, I will let you continue. I just wanted to...
I'm hearing you.
Yes, thank you so much. I will let you continue your train of thoughts very shortly. Just wanted to puncture that to ask. I mean, the governor did agree that he signed that in the interest of peace. But now, you know, being backed by the elders in River State, they're saying, well, there's nothing that binds him to, you know, abiding by the provisions of that agreement, because as even though you said, oh, there can be alternative modes of dispute in the Constitution, he's saying it's unconstitutional. At the end of the day, what people are saying is that the elders are saying, we are backing our governor, leave politics and let the man do his work. Let the man do what he was elected to do.
You see,
and there's too much interference by the APC. But please tell me, go on, please.
Not APC, I'm in PDP. Now, the elders, it depends on, the governor himself has categorized the elders he is dealing with. He said these are elders that are brought over by small inducement of be it finance or favor. He has categorized the type of elders he's dealing with. I'm an elder. I'm a member of the Elders Council of the People's Democratic Party. And we have waded into this issue. And we have gotten the governor and the former minister to sit down and iron out their issues. And we're about to move on. It is these same elders that he has categorized, that he's talking about, that are being meddlesome towards this process. Now, the governor, nobody has stopped the governor from carrying out his function. Nobody is interfering with him. In fact, if there's anybody interfering with him, he's interfering with himself. The first act of governance is obedience to the rule of law. When there is a court judgment, you have to obey the court judgment. The court has explicitly said to you, you don't have a budget. You have not appealed against it till date. You don't have it. Rivers taxpayers, Rivers indigents, the governed are the ones suffering here. Present a budget and move forward from all this. And then, sir, I want to say this. There is now that every other type of dispute resolution has failed, the only thing that can guide us now is, what does the Constitution say? The Constitution says clearly, if there are allegations at the governor, against the governor, it is now time for the State Assembly to come forward with their allegations. It is now time for the judiciary to set up their panel and be truthful and straightforward. It is also now time for the governor to defend those allegations. In the interest of governance of Rivers State, let this thing just blow over and move on.
No, sorry to interject.
So that, and the Constitution is clear.
Chief, sorry to interject here.
Yes, sir.
No, the bone of contention is that the governor is saying that the Martin Amewule-led House of Assembly does not exist. The members having defected.
I want to tell you that.
Yes. So because you are saying they should
I want to tell you here. Please don't be annoyed. There is a court judgment, and on page 74 of the Omoto Short, it's a 74-page judgment, and I'll just clearly say it. Read it out to here if you don't mind. The order 4. It is, an order is hereby made restraining the 11 defendants from howsoever, in whatsoever manner, making any request, presentation, or nomination to the Rivers State House of Assembly, except to the House of Assembly under the leadership of the second plaintiff as Speaker. That is a judgment.
Was this before?
Secondly,
was this before the defection?
Defection.
Sir, was this before the defection or after?
I want to tell the judgment came after the defection.
Okay.
So, the judgment came on the 24th of January.
So
I want to also say clearly, sir, go ahead, sir, you may ask.
Go ahead.
There is also another. There is also another case between Rivers State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Martin Amewule, Honorable Speaker, and the 27 members of the Assembly before the Federal High Court. It is against INEC, PDP, and all that. They went to court to justify their defection. And there is a court order to that effect. Is there? And the court has said that these people are the members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, pending the determination of this case.
Okay, was that
the order is here?
Was that the case?
And I'll leave it here for you people.
Okay, hang on, Minister. Was that the case from the High Court in Rivers? Because the governors came to us saying that they got a judgment as regards the High Court that said everybody should maintain status quo. And secondly, as somebody believes, hang on a minute, as somebody that believes in the tenets of democracy, are we even supposed to be contesting people that defected, going to court to go and get injunction so that they will not be... They ought to be removed once they defected. Is that not what the Constitution says? I mean, you can't build nothing on nothing. The party that brought them to power was the PDP in the first place.
I like that.
No, but that section 109. That section 109, as you know, also qualifies it. It talks about so it's not expressed like that.
It talks about if they are discrepancy.
No, but section 109(1)(g) says if there is division within the party, that's what the court to decide. That's what the law says.
Fine. Now, thank you. Yes, and they have gone to the court to decide that section 109(g) rather. There's a precondition for it, and then they are in court. And then, you know, one good thing, which is what I've advised the governor, the court, you just have to be patient. The court will definitely rule one way or the other. It's an issue in contention. But meanwhile, the court has said, these are the members of the assembly. And that, we were talking of status quo. The status quo, if that they are the High Court of Rivers State has told you to maintain, is that there is an assembly, there is a judgment to that effect, there is an order to that effect. That is the status quo.
But let us hang on a minute and let us. I know there are pre-qualifications, but there was no major tussle or any division in the party except for these two Drabatis personnel, which was a tussle between Wike and Fubara in the first place.
No. Unfortunately, the particulars which I'm dropping with you here, the particulars which the State Assembly members went to court have listed the issues of division in the party at the national level. They have listed it. And I want to tell you one clear ingredient of it. If a party was not divided, this is a party, these are hitherto before now, before the present circumstance, these are issues within the purview of an internal party issue. Assembly disagreeing with governor. Governor disagreeing with Wike. These are all party members. If the party was not divided along the in the middle,
okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the Tinubu agreement, sir. Let's go back to the Tinubu agreement.
Yes, sir.
All the court cases were supposed to be set aside, part of the agreement. So what happened to that stretch of the agreement? And at some point, there were cases where the governor of Fubara went out of court. And he said he was not going to continue with the case in court.
Thank you. I want to tell you something. That's why they say politics is also a game. The first case that came up immediately after they came back from the dispute the resolution table, the first case that came up was the case wherein the governor had gone before a high court in Rivers State to seek protection from impeachment, wherein there was an order against the assembly from proceeding with impeachment. The lawyers to the assembly members raised the issue that they had just come back from a meeting with the president and that they have this agreement to discontinue everything. And to that effect, they, even before this court date, had written to the governor withdrawing their notice of impeachment. The lawyers to the governor said that they have no such brief. So the case was adjourned for people to come in and for the process to continue. So that was where the suspicion started. And not too long after then, just within that same period, the so-called elders had already told the governor to jettison the agreement. It's in public domain. You had people like my former colleague when we were commissioners together, David Briggs, coming onto the TV here to call the agreement illegal on day 2. Day 2 after that intervention with the president. So it has started failing. That is the issue. That's the issue. It has started failing. Okay. But you know what? Okay. Government is... Okay.
Okay, I hear it's 30 seconds, but we'll just finish up. We'll just at this point thank you for your time, because there's still a lot of things we'd like to talk about. But here we are wrapping up. It's time up already.
I'm available to come back.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I'd like to come back at any other point in time you want me to come in. Thank you very much.
If you go, Aguma.
So, as a last word, okay, thank you.
Go ahead. Last word. Let's hear you.
Okay. Yeah, my last word is that the governed are the people suffering in all this matter. And the Constitution protects all of us. And the main issue is, if indeed, to end this thing, through the State Assembly, do your function. If you have allegations against the governor, bring it up. Judiciary, set up a panel. Governor, respond. If he's found wanting, the Constitution has a cure for that. And if he is not found wanting, he is cleared, and let governance proceed. The taxpayers, the governed are the ones suffering in Rivers State at this point in time.
Okay, thank you very much, Chief Aguma. We also think so too. But what is important is for everyone concerned to respect the rule of law, and not persons to be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in their own course, whether it's the House of Assembly or the executive. Thank you very much, Chief.